will come up with this session, and I'm aware that most of you must be are a part of some kind of weight loss community. So it is just to like assess that where we are standing, what are the changes can be done, why we are adding a carbohydrate, why we are adding a protein, why good fats is important in planning a diet plan when we are especially looking for weight management. Okay. Now, and also when I'm talking about healthy weight loss, I don't mean that only going down by numbers on your weighing scale, right? So generally we all are always confused ki, okay, my weight is stuck at this only. But I'll always prefer that you focus more on your body composition, because that plays a very crucial role in long run. Because if you want a sustained weight loss, you should be focusing majorly on your body composition. The weight loss will automatically happen. Okay. Because weight loss, yes, you can do it by crash dieting, your juice dieting, your salad dieting and everything, but keeping it as natural and as realistically possible, you will be able to lose weight, but along with that you will be able to maintain a healthy composition, as well as you will be getting healthy skin, healthy hair, and definitely your clinical values will also be improving, right? So when I'm talking about healthy weight loss will be, I mean to say that it should be affecting each and every health aspect of yours, not only in terms of your figures. Okay. And I'll again add here, I have been telling this, that weight loss journey, when it comes to weight loss, it can never be a 100-meter race. It is always a marathon, right? We have to prepare ourselves. We have to physically and mentally prepare for this weight loss journey. And all the changes that you're doing, it has to become a part of your life. It has to become a habit of your life, because see, it cannot happen that 3 months you're doing weight loss and again you're going back to your normal routine. You're not drinking good amount of water, you're having a very heavy oil food, all those things. So whatever changes you're doing for yourself or for your customers, it should be very realistically possible. Okay, very, it should be very realistic. And also the person should be able to continue for next few years, because then only it will be it can be taken as a healthy weight loss. It can be taken as a sustained weight loss. Okay. Now, going further, first of all, will first step is trying to understand the reason behind your weight gain, because unless and until you understand the reason, right? So moving on to the next slide, you will see there are so many reasons. See, diet plan, lifestyle changes, everything is fine, but unless and until you understand the reason behind your weight gain, the direction of changes in your lot of uh, like right eat meal times, right sleeping times, there is so much of stress, so much of workload, all the things, you tend to keep on gaining weight until you realize it's already 2 years gone. Until then, the weight, this pregnancy weight, becomes quite stubborn, right? So that's why after delivery also slightly be more careful about the eating patterns and everything. And as soon as you realize, uh, please do start taking care of your diet and everything. And if you're not able to do it on your own, please get a help from someone who can actually help you in this respect. Okay. Now, the third thing is your environment, whether it's for yourself or whether it's for your customer. Try to understand the environment around that person whom you're targeting to give weight loss. Okay. Because it's very important, like the friends around. Maybe the person is telling, yes, I'm having my home cooked breakfast, home cooked lunch, and I come back home and have my dinner. But somewhere somewhere the person is missing out on that evening snack. The person is going out with colleagues, or there are a lot of eating points around the office, right? So that also you need to understand, because then only you will be able to create a right direction towards planning and management of that weight loss. Okay. Because then you have to encourage the person in saying no. Because if you're encouraging the person in say no at that point, at least the person will not be able to say yes to all the pills that are on the way. Okay. Now, there are certain medical conditions also, like your PCOS, your thyroid, your diabetes. All these also tends to make you gain weight. Now, or the next is your emotional and psychological eating. So there are so many times that there is a lot of emotional eating, psychological eating also, right? So in these kind of people, you have to understand that only diet planning or exercise suggestion is not enough. You have to keep on motivating also. So a regular follow up is very, very much required, because the person who is into a emotional distress may not be able to follow a certain kind of diet for a long time, right? So that you have to take care. Your lack of sleep again is very important, because it leads to low energy. And to come out of low energy, you tend to take that extra 2 cups of coffee, or you tend to take that extra biscuit or cookie, just to give you that instant energy, but that is because of your sleep, right? So sleep again plays a very important role, because it disturbs all your hormones also. Genes and family history, we can't do much about it, but again we can always encourage the person to maintain a healthy weight. Okay, it's not a very ideal weight, but at least a healthy weight they can definitely maintain. Okay, there are certain medications also, like antidepressants, your steroids, your contraceptive pills. All these also tends to make you gain weight, and definitely lack of exercise. So once you're understanding the reason behind, you will be able to plan the whole thing in a much more better way. Okay, now there will be few people also that I have been doing this since long, I have been dieting since 5 years and still I'm not able to lose. I have tried everything possible but still I'm not able to lose. So there are so many small things which you can slightly take a detailed diet recall and everything, and you will be able to understand that somewhere the person is thinking that it is healthy, but they are going in the right direction. So you can correct it, and that way they'll start losing weight again. Okay, forgetting the extra bites, right? Like you're giving it to the kids, you're taking that extra bite, right? Eating too much on the weekends, like sometimes people think, okay, 5 days I have followed everything, but on weekends they'll completely go haywire, like they'll have all the 3 meals outside, right? Overeating the healthy foods, that is also one of the reason. If, like, sometimes nuts are good for your health, right? But you have to take it in limited quantity, because those nuts are coming with extra fat and extra calories, right? So whether the calories are coming from the healthy source, but again if it is surplus, then definitely it is not going to help you with the weight management, which is your primary concern. Okay, portion size, right? When you are planning a diet plan for yourself or for your customer, telling the person in detail that how much you should be taking, right? Because you're telling the person one bowl, right? One medium bowl, one big bowl. So mention that one medium bowl, one small bowl, 2 spoons, 1 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon. Because you are telling spoonful, they may be taking a big spoon, right? So again, the purpose is not getting solved. Overdoing the intense exercise, this is again a very important point, because sometimes people are doing 1.5 hours in the morning, 1.5 hours in the evening, and that again doesn't help much to like lose weight. Okay, decreased activity outside the gym. So what happens generally, that the person has gone to gym or workout for 30 minutes, and after that throughout the day there is no activity at all, right? So that also somewhere uh, hinders the weight loss journey. Okay, unmanaged stress and sleep, your chronic inflammation, your body is undergoing a chronic inflammation, right? So that also will not help you to lose weight. Okay, and dieting for too long without break. So your body is very intelligent. It cannot lose for a year continuously 3-4 kgs in a month, right? Your body will definitely hit a plateau. So give a break to your body, because then it will be helpful for the further weight loss. Okay. So now we have understood that what are the reasons and why we are not able to understand, why we are not able to achieve our target weight loss. Now we actually we have to assess that where we are standing in terms of a formula. Okay, that is, you have to calculate your BMI. Again, I'll say that BMI definitely is not a perfect formula, because it doesn't help you understand that what is the composition of your body. So whenever you are talking to a customer, whenever you're doing it for yourself, preferably go for a body composition analyzer, because that will help you understand that in terms of fat weight where you're standing, in terms of muscle weight where you're standing. Body mass index will give you a vague, a very rough idea. Okay, but it will not be helpful to understand your body composition. Okay, now body mass index, the formula is very simple. It's weight in kgs divided into height in meter square, right? So I'll just give you an example that imagine your weight is 85, so you have to put it in the upper section, and your height is 165 centimeters, right? So that means height in meter square will come as 1.65 into 1.65, right? So once you solve this mathematical calculation, you will be able to get a BMI, okay? BMI from uh, uh, 21.5 to sorry 18.5 to 22.5 is the ideal one, and after that till 29 point, sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, 24.5 till 24.5 is is to be an ideal BMI, okay? But after that, like 25 to 29.9 is considered to be as overweight, and 30 onwards is considered to be as obese, okay? So that way you can understand where you're standing in a overweight category or where you're standing in a obese category. Further also, it is like first grade obesity, second grade obesity, and the morbid obesity, which is like 40 onwards, so that you can do it otherwise. But definitely go for a body composition analyzer, because that will give you a clear picture, okay? Now, after we understood the reasons, we have calculated the BMI. Now, what we have to do, we require an effective weight loss plan, including a healthy diet, exercise, lifestyle change, and supplementation, so that when we are losing weight, it is not at the cost of nutrition, it is not at the cost of energy levels, it is not at the cost of your own health. Okay? You still are having a healthy skin, healthy hair, and you're achieving your optimal health. Okay. So on your left hand side, you can see I have given just a like a kind of calculation that how to calculate your macros. Okay. So there are three different conditions. I'll be just going further with the weight loss condition, wherein if you see that almost if you want to go for weight loss, you have to calculate your macros in a way that your protein should be around 35 to 45%, around 50%. Your carbohydrate should be 25 to 40%, and the same way your fat should be also 20 to 30%. Okay. So that way you can go for your weight loss, and that way only you have to design your plate when you are sitting for every meal, okay? That way you can do. For maintenance, again, it's moderate protein, carb, and fat. And for muscle gain, again, it is high protein, high carb, and a low fat, okay? So moving on to the next slide. See, when we are talking about macros, when we are talking about weight loss, there are so many diets coming into existence right now. It's like keto diet, juice diet, detox diet, paleo diet, right? Intermittent fasting. All these diets are there. But as I said earlier, also, if you have to keep it as realistic as possible, right? The person has to follow that diet, that certain kind of diet for the next 10 years, maybe for 3 to 6 months in a strict way, where the person target is to lose certain kgs. But after that also, the maintenance part is also important, right? So keep it as realistic as possible, and that's why we always try to include the combination of macronutrients and micronutrients in a way, so that the person is getting a good nutrition through diet, and with the supplementation we are able to bridge that gap also. Okay. Now talking about carbohydrate, uh, different kinds of diet have actually made this carbohydrate the culprit, okay? But carbohydrate is not the enemy. We have to understand that carbohydrate is very, very important, because it is one of the essential fuels for your brain as well as for your muscles also, right? Protein is very important, but carbohydrate is also very, very important. But we just need to choose the right one, such as complex carbohydrate and the carbohydrate which is with low GI. Okay. Now, what are complex carbohydrate? Complex carbohydrate are a combination of lot of like so it's more of like fiber rich, okay? It's having more of fiber, and that's why it is like complex carbohydrate. Simple carbohydrate will be having very small chains, okay? But complex carbohydrate will be having long chains, which takes lot of time to get digested and absorbed in the body, which tends to give you a sustained energy. Okay. Now if you see that if you're having a brown rice meal, you'll feel very energetic and very full for the next 3 hours. But if you're eating just a pasta, you may not be feeling the energy level will suddenly drop down after 1.5 hours only. right? So that is the difference, simple carbs and your complex carbs. Okay, now what are low GI foods? GI basically stands for your glycemic index. Now, what is glycemic index? Glycemic index is like how quickly your carbohydrate is getting converted into sugar into your blood, right? So that is, that again is converted into three things: your high GI foods, your moderate GI foods, and your low GI foods. Okay, your high GI foods are basically your processed foods, your maida, your sugar, your burger, those kind of foods. Your moderate are basically your brown sugar, your oats, your muesli, your cornflakes, those kind of things. And your low GI are basically your legumes, your millets, those kind of things. Okay, so carbohydrate definitely is not the enemy, and you should be adding at least a 25% in every meal. It should be some form of carbohydrate, whether it's coming from vegetables or direct your meals, your brown rice, no problem, but it should be added. Okay, now taking healthy carbs is also very important because it affects your feel good hormone. Otherwise, during your weight loss journey, you will be spending a lot of time being in a hangry mode. Hangry means it's a combination of hungry as well as angry, right? You must have seen, you feel very, like very what to say, tensed, very agitated when you are on a kind of salad diet. You feel very good, I agree, but somewhere the direct source of energy doesn't happen, right? So that's why adding a carbohydrate while planning a meal is very important. Now moving on to the next slide, we'll come to the very, very important nutrient, which is your protein. Okay, and as I said, in the macronutrient division, it should be at least a 30 to 45%, 30 to 50% should be your protein in every meal whenever you're planning, especially a weight loss plan, right? So generally what I do is, I all the time decrease the carbohydrate to 50% and increase the protein to 50%, right? So that way the person is more satiated, and the person will not feel also that I'm not having my full meal. Okay, now protein is the building block, we all are aware, but protein is the food for muscles also. And if you ask me, your muscle mass contributes more than 50% of your metabolism. That means if you're having a high muscle mass in your body will automatically give indications for the fat burn. Okay, and that's why you must have seen that the males are having a higher metabolism than the females, because male body is having a more of muscle mass, right? Also, when the muscle mass is more, you can understand in this example, a pound of muscles burn basically 40 calories, and if you see in the reference, pound of fat burns only 2 to 4 calories. So imagine if you're having a high muscle mass, you'll be able to burn so many calories just like that. And what you need to do, you have to go for a good intake of protein in your every meal. Okay, how does protein help you? Because it basically helps you satiated. That means it makes you feel fuller, you don't feel a lot of cravings. Okay, and that way it also helps you to control your extra calorie intake, right? Protein also has this thermogenic effect. Now what is this thermogenic effect? It has a high thermogenic effect. Okay, now what happens, imagine if you're taking a protein, and that certain amount of protein is giving you 100 calories, but in the process of digesting that protein, you'll almost burn 25% of the total calorie intake just like that. That is called as thermogenic effect. That means you're getting 100 calories, but you'll be able to keep only 75 calories because 25 calories is already burned in the process of digesting that protein. Okay, it also hence helps in preventing the muscle loss, because generally when we go for all kinds of diet, different kind of diet, you tend to lose your muscle mass. But when you're going for a high protein weight loss diet, it helps you to protect your muscle mass, and ultimately it helps you to improve on your metabolism also. Okay, and it is said, research says that if you are having a high protein breakfast, it reduces your cravings to 60%, right? So try to, that's why all the time we say that include your protein should be a good combination of complex carb and a high protein, because that will keep you satiated, as well as it will keep you um, it'll help you not to go for any kind of cravings. Okay, Now, one important thing I want to add, and one of the essential amino acids that is called as methionine, and non-essential amino acids like arginine and glutamine, basically what it does, it helps in secretion of your growth hormone. Okay, and your growth hormone, what it does, it basically helps you with your protein synthesis and fat loss, right? So when you're giving a high protein diet in the evening also, when it basically helps you to increase your resting metabolism also, right? So generally I also do it the same way. I at least tell at least one scoop in the first half and one scoop in the second half. So that way, if you're doing it, it actually gives a very balanced kind of structure to the weight loss diet. Okay, so that was all about your protein. Now comes the fat. Okay, now why fats to be added into your weight loss diet? Because fat, we always say that okay, it's like it's the culprit, right? It's not good for your health, but we are here talking about your good fats. Okay, now with the newest trend of keto diet, now we all will agree that definitely fat is not the culprit, right? Fat is not that bad. It's only us that who need to make the choice which fats to choose, whether you want to opt for a ghee or a olive oil, or whether you want to go for a dalda or something like that. Again, food wise also, whether you want to go for a butter chicken, right, or whether you want to go for something maybe a roasted form which with very less oil, right? So that way, if you're choosing the fat, then definitely it will actually aid the weight loss, not not make you gain fat, but actually it will help you to lose weight. Okay, now how it will help you? Because all your good fats basically helps you in supporting a healthy metabolism. Now I'll just want to add one thing. What is your metabolism? Your metabolism is when each and every cell of your body is functioning to 100%, right? And utilizing the energy. That is your metabolism, right? So when your each and every cell is well nourished, it will work, function well, it will utilize the energy well, and that way automatically it will help you to improve your metabolism. So fat basically helps you to support a healthy metabolism. It also stimulates your protein synthesis. Okay, it helps you speeding up the fat oxidation. That means your fat burning, your fat metabolism. It speeds up of that because your fats I'm talking about is your good fats. Okay. Now, fat is also helpful in your improvement of your exercise performance. That means it helps in improving your endurance, it helps you to improve the muscle strength, and it helps you for a faster recovery also. Whatever wear and tear is happening to your muscles during exercise, if you're taking good fats, it actually helps you for a faster recovery so that next day again you can go for the uh, decided exercise, right? Now, what are the good fats? Basically, your monounsaturated fats and your polyunsaturated fats are your good fats. That means I'm talking about omega 3 and omega 6. Okay. Omega 3 is basically found in your fish oil, your nuts, your seeds, and your omega 6 are basically found in your all kinds of vegetable oils, right? Your trans fats come from all your deep frying foods, coming from your bagel, your burgers, those kind of French fries. All these are your trans fats. Saturated fats, may coconut oil and ghee are very good because it actually again helps you to burn the fat. So definitely coconut oil and ghee is good. Apart from that, other kind of saturated fats like your margarine or your dalda, that definitely you should be avoiding. Okay. Now, moving on to the next slide. Now, till now, we have spoken about the macronutrients, right? Because the division was like that how to calculate your macros. But I think we all know the importance of all the vitamins and minerals also in maintaining a healthy metabolism. And when I'm talking about vitamins and minerals, I'll definitely like to mention the vitamin B. Very important, because uh, vitamin B basically, especially your vitamin B5, it helps you to provide energy, and it also helps you in improving your adrenaline function. Adrenaline function again is basically related to your stress, right? So that has an impact on your stress also. And it also gives you efficient burning. That means if you're having a good amount of B complex into your daily routine, what will happen? Whatever you're having, your carbohydrates, fats, protein, it will be, you will be able to convert it into the form of energy rather than getting it stored in the form of fat, right? So that way your B complex is very important. Your calcium again is very important because it is important for the contraction and relaxation of your muscles. There are so many vitamins and minerals related to different small functionalities, right? Vitamin C, again, if you're having a high protein diet, you should be having a good amount of vitamin C also, because that basically plays a very crucial role in the protein absorption. Okay, so this was, so that means the point is not only macros but giving the good amount of micros, that means your protein is, your vitamins and minerals are also very important if you really want to achieve that desired result. Okay, so this was all your basic, that how to plan. Like you have to plan 20 to 30% of fat, 42% for 50% should be a protein, and 20 to 30% should be your carbohydrate in every meal plate. Okay, that is the basic. And if you're including a lot of fruits and vegetables, definitely you are getting all kinds of vitamins and minerals also. Now what is the next problem coming up? Okay, so now we'll move on to the next slide. The next problem, the main problem that we see in see, it's all psychological, as well as it is also a big hint that somewhere there is some kind of deficiency which is making the body crave for a certain kind of food, right? So I've given a few examples on this craving a wheel. If you see, if you're basically craving for chocolate, that means somewhere you're facing a magnesium deficiency. And how to counter that? By adding some kinds of nuts and seeds and having sunflower seeds. Okay, so when you're craving for chocolate, or rather than coming to that situation that you need a chocolate to satisfy that craving, you can always continuously include all these sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, your nuts, different kinds of nuts, which will help you not to reach that situation where you need to crave for chocolate. Okay, if you're craving for a lot of carbs, right, that means somewhere there is a problem with your nitrogen balance in your body, right? And that can be taken care by any kind of protein rich food or any kind of lean meat, right? Now if you're craving for any kinds of sweets, that means there can be some kind of deficiency of chromium, sulfur, your phosphorus, your tryptophan. And how you can come over it? You can include some broccoli, your fruits, your berries, your spinach, these kind of food. Okay, again I'm saying, let's not reach to that craving point. Let's include all these on a regular basis, so that all the deficiencies are also getting meet up, but also we are not reaching to the level of the craving also. Now if you're craving for a carbonated drink, that means it is indicating that you're having a calcium deficiency, which you can always meet up with having maybe a small piece of cheese or maybe a bowl of curd or something like that. Okay, if you're craving for a packet of chips, that means it is related to your chloride deficiency. Okay, and that chloride, you can just eat a tomato, and actually that, rather than eating that 250 calories of chips, you can just have two tomatoes and maybe your craving will go off. Okay, if you're craving for junk food like your burgers, that means it is indicating the deficiency of zinc, right? And how can you counter that? By eating maybe two boiled eggs or maybe an egg omelette or something like that. Okay, so what you are craving for, but actually what your body is asking for, that's completely different. And when we go for satisfying these cravings, what we get? We always tend to get we don't actually get the result, but we tend to gain more and more weight. Okay, and we always put the blame on our cravings, that I'm craving for this and I'm craving for that, but we never go deep into that, that what your body is actually asking for. Okay, now, another thing that we should always be including in our weight loss diet, that means planning your meal for yourself or for your customers when it's come for weight loss, it should be a negative, adding a lot of negative calorie foods. Okay. Now, what is negative calorie foods? Negative foods, that means, imagine you're having an apple and you're getting 60 calories from that apple. but in chewing that apple, in digesting that apple, in absorbing that apple, you're actually burning 90 calories, right? Right. So that means that extra calorie is coming from your inside, right? You're getting less, but you're burning more. So that is basically called as negative calorie foods. Okay. Mainly these include your apples, your all your cruciferous vegetables like your cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, your spinach, your melons, your cucumber, your papaya, your oranges. All these are your negative calorie foods. Okay. So till now we have covered the reasons behind, how we need to calculate your macros, how we need to include our micros, how to manage our cravings, and how to include our negative calorie foods also. Okay. Now moving on to the next slide, we'll now understand that how to control your hunger, because that again is a very major problem when you are targeting a weight loss. Okay. The first thing we all are missing out, especially these days in lockdown, is the sleep, right? Sleep plays a very important role. So almost minimum 7 to 8 hours of sleep is very important, because your sleep has a very positive impact on your satiety hormone. Okay. And if your sleep is not complete, then it actually stimulates your hunger hormone, that is called as ghrelin. Okay. So that's why sleep again is very important. Consume your healthy fats and protein, because this will keep you feel full, so you will not feel hungry. Okay. Add a lots of fruits and vegetable in terms of snacks. If you want to have a sandwich, maybe have a open toast and load it with a lot of vegetables. Drink water. Drinking water again is very important, because most of the time the hunger pangs is a result of your dehydration. Okay. It's a result of your dehydration, so drinking water is very important. And rather than doing long exercises like 2 to 3 hours of exercises, go for your brief intense workout, because that will give you a more fat burning. Okay. And on your right hand side, I have like just mentioned that per kg, per every 10 kg, almost 9 kgs, you need to drink how many glasses of water, right? The simple formula, you can do it that way also. For every 25 kg of your weight, you require at least 1 liter of water. So that way also you can go for. Okay. Along with that controlling of hunger, you should avoid overeating also. And one thing what you can do to avoid overeating is, you can like imagine a hunger pyramid. Okay. That slide will come in the last, because I got it in the last only. So that hunger pyramid says that from at the scale from 1 to 10, so 1 to 3 is basically when you are like famished. You're waiting that, okay, because some people you must have come across also. They say by 12:30 I have my first meal. Till then they are like famished. So you should not reach to a condition where you are feeling that, okay, I have to eat food now. Because what happens when you are at that stage, you either end up having more, or you either end up having very quickly, right? Both doesn't go in favor for you, and especially when we are talking about weight loss. Because when you're eating very fast, your mind is not able to register the satisfaction. Your mind takes almost 10 to 15 minutes to register the satisfaction of the food you have eaten. If your mind is satisfied, that satisfaction will stay for go for at least next 3 to 4 hours. But if your mind is not satisfied, another 1 hour you will start again looking for some food. Okay. Right. Now now 4, 5, 6 is basically when you're feeling satisfied. You're having food, but you're feeling satisfied and you don't want to have more also, right? The 8 to 10 is basically in the hunger pyramid, is a condition where you are like very sick. You're feeling sick of overeating. You have eaten so much that you're almost sick, right? So that again you have to avoid. So you have to always stay in a cycle of between 4 to 6, where you have eaten food, you feel like eating food, and you're satisfied. Okay. Now there are certain tips also. I know most of you must be knowing, all of you actually must be knowing, because you have been into this field, you all are like so experienced. You all must be knowing all these tips, but I'll just read out few. Set a realistic goal. That is very important whenever you're talking to a customer of losing weight. don't give unrealistic goals, because seeing the circumstances and everything set ki, okay, every week we'll lose maybe 500 to 700 grams, and give short term goals. Okay, give short term goals, because once the person is achieving that goal, the person feels more motivated and look further for the next goal. Okay, don't skip on your breakfast, because whenever you skip your breakfast, you'll always see you end up having 300 to 400 calories more in the evening time. To cover up that energy requirement of the day, you end up having more snacks in the evening time. So never skip on your breakfast. Add protein in your every meal, and always when you're talking about carbohydrate, it should be coming from your healthy carbs. Avoid all kind of high salt, high sugar packaged food, white flour, bakery items, and jams, especially when you are into a weight management program. See, once in a while, when you are in a weight management program, try to cheat as less as possible, because you're putting so much of effort. Once your weight management program is finished, you can do once in a while. You can always go for all those nice foods that you want, or all the foods that you're craving for, right? During the weight loss program also, you can always give some rewards to yourself. When you have achieved a certain milestone, you can always reward yourself, but it should be in a moderation. Okay, don't just diet, just eat right. That's the basic funda. Whenever you want to be healthy, or you want to lose weight, or you want to gain weight, in any ways, you have to just eat right. Diet is not the right term when we come for weight loss. It should be eating right, because diet itself says food, right? And what is the concept of diet? Crash diets, soups, salads, all those things only. Keep a checklist for a daily basis. Keep a checklist. Okay, today I've drank this much of water, I have had a fruit, I have had almonds, I have this much of protein. So that way you'll always be knowing that where you have gone wrong, right? Add more colors to your diet, because that will help you to suffice your requirement of all the vitamins and minerals. Okay, keep healthy snacks handy, so that you don't reach out to those, and clean all your cupboards. Keep all the things, healthy snacks in your cupboards. Like it can be your peanuts, it can be your chanas, it can be your kakras, it can be your soya nuts, it can be your corn, right? All these healthy snacks you can always keep, rather than relying on the biscuits and namkeens. Okay, and try to do all those try to avoid all those sweeteners also, because weight loss always comes with, okay, I'm not taking sugar, but I'm adding this sweetener. So that also you should be avoiding. Avoid foods with sweeteners and your preservatives. Okay, and try to make all these lifestyle changes as a part of your healthy habit. Okay, it should not be only a 3 months journey. It should be a journey of every day, of every week, of every year. Okay, so that way it should be. Okay, so these were few tips here and there. I know there is a 30, but I don't want to discuss, because already we on this session we have already discussed a lot. Okay, so now we'll be talking about the some few superfoods which actually helps in the fat burning also. Again, I'll not go to all. Few I'll discuss, like avocado. Why avocado? Because it has a compound called L-carnitine, which basically metabolizes your fat cells. So once in a week or twice in a week, if you're adding it in a smoothie or you're adding it in a salad, it'll actually help you. Okay. Again, your almonds, which is a very common thing. It is rich in B vitamins, which basically gives you good fats, gives you good proteins, and it also has a role in curbing your hunger. Okay. It's a very healthy snack. Sweet potato can also be a healthy snack, because it is very low in calories, but it is very high in fiber. Sometimes you can use it just as a kind of dinner only with a lot of salad. Okay, that way you can do. Flax seeds, very high fiber, very good fats. Okay, good for your bones. And again, that's why it is good for your weight loss also. So dry roast it, make it a powder. If you're chewing it, it may not get well digested and well absorbed in your system. So dry roast it, make it a powder, because that way only it is going to absorb in your system, right? So add flax seeds in your salads, in your curds, right? So that way, there are so many spices also, your turmeric, your cinnamon, all these spices also will help you to improve on your metabolism. Okay, your tomatoes has a compound called 9-oxo ODA, which is basically a fat burning compound. right? So add a lot of tomatoes into your daily routine because it's rich in phytonutrients also, right? So that way you can do. Add a lot of apples. Apples again is very important whenever you're planning a weight loss, because it has a content called pectin, which basically helps to reduce the fat absorption, right? So there are all others also. You have bananas, your mushrooms, your quinoa, your cinnamon, your beans, your all your green leafy vegetables, your oranges, all these are going to help you with your weight management. So try to include, because there's a lot of variety also, right? So if you're adding maybe weekly basis, at least 3 to 4 superfoods you can add into the meal. Okay, so that way you can do. So now this was all your basic things. Now comes the most important thing, supplements. What are the supplements for weight loss? Okay, now why do you require supplements in terms of weight loss? Because you, on a daily basis, we definitely cannot get all our nutrition from our diet, definitely not without increasing your calories. If you're looking for a certain kind of nutrition through a certain food also, it is coming with an additional baggage of extra calories also. So supplements actually eases out your problem because it doesn't come with a lot of extra calories, right? But it does its job. It gives you that nutrition, it gives you that required protein, vitamins, minerals, fats that is important for your weight loss journey. Okay. The first supplement that we'll be talking about is your body ki shake. Okay. Body ki shake basically is a kind of meal replacement you can use, especially for your low calorie weight loss management. Okay. Body ki shake, yeah. So Body Ki Shake, it is coming in two flavors, vanilla and chocolate. Earlier it used to come in the Wow bundle also. Right now we are out of stock, so that's why I thought I'll just talk about it separately. Now, what are the like benefits of this Body Ki Shake? First of all, it's rich in protein, it's rich in fiber. It is just 12 grams of carbohydrate. It gives you a very filling effect, okay, and it tastes very nice. So somewhere, rather than eating a proper big meal, if you're having this body ki shake with maybe two boiled eggs or maybe a bowl of sprouts, it actually gives you a more horizon of nutrition, right? So that way you can add this body ki shake. When to add? Preferably to be added in breakfast, because breakfast is a time when your body is hungry, right? So if you're adding a body ki shake that time, your body is able to get the maximum nutrition and the absorption is also maximum, right? So try to add this body ki shake as a part of your breakfast most of the time. But again, you have to understand the diet recall of the individual also, and see that whether the dinner is becoming heavy or it is on the later side, or whether the lunch is not happening only. So accordingly, you can either make it as a breakfast or maybe as a lunch or maybe as a dinner also, depending the requirement of that particular individual. Okay. So this was your body ki shake. Okay, this body ki shake basically, it comes in a box of with 14 sachets. So on a monthly basis, minimum you will be requiring two. And if you're, it also comes in a package of 6 boxes together. Okay, where you can keep on changing also. Maybe you can take 3 boxes of vanilla and 3 boxes of chocolate. So that way also can be done. Okay. So that was your body shake, which is the main ingredient of our weight management program. Now the next is your the protein daily omega, because without this, I've already in details I've explained that what is the importance of protein in weight loss, what is the importance of vitamins and minerals, and what is the importance of omega 3. So that's why you should be adding your protein daily and omega, because adding a protein will help you to increase your satiety, it will help you to reduce your cravings, it is having a high thermogenic effect. It is giving you all the benefits of 9 essential amino acid, and it prevents the muscle loss, which is a major problem during your weight loss. Okay. Your daily, it is a multivitamin, which comes, it has 24 vitamins and minerals. Basically, it helps you to bridge the nutritional gap, because what happens when you're planning a weight loss diet, there are certain food that you're not supposed to eat in huge quantity, but those foods are also having certain kinds of vitamins and minerals, right? So uh, y- so if you're having a daily, you're able to cover up all those nutrition which is lacking in your diet. So it will help you with your nutrition. Okay. Your omega, I'm not able to uh Jasleen, are you there? Jasleen? Okay. Yeah, I'm also able to see. Okay, so the supplements I'll just explain like that. Omega again, it has a positive effect on your leptin, which is your satiety hormone. It also helps you to reduce your visceral fat. It reduces your stress hormone. It also slows down the muscle breakdown and speeds up the fat oxidation. Okay, so these are the three, and the other one very important, especially when you're planning a supplement for the first month. You should always be adding a triphala also. Why? Because it will help you to clean your digestive system. See, how much ever good diet you have planned for your client, but if the digestion is weak or the digestive system is not clean, then you will not be able to make the person absorb all the nutrition, right? If all your channels are blocked, if you put amrit also, it's not going to uh, get absorbed in your body, right? Triphala for the first month definitely, because it is for detox purpose. Take one after breakfast and one after dinner with warm water. Okay, now the next slide will be having a combination of, because I don't have the ppt. So the next slide will be having a combination of fiber. Now, fiber again is a very important supplement that you can add. Yes, ma'am, I know. No slides coming, because Jasleen had to go for a different meeting, had to attend different meeting, so that's why she's not able to share the slide. Okay. So fiber again, it because of its probiotic effect. It also when you're adding fiber, especially in weight loss, how to add? Give it 30 minutes before lunch and 30 minutes before dinner. So firstly, it will give you that probiotic effect. That means goodness of digestion. It will also help you to uh, suppress your ghrelin, that is your hunger hormone, and it will also help you to reduce the absorption of fats at intestinal level. So always when you're planning for weight loss, give it 30 minutes before lunch and 30 minutes before dinner. Okay. B complex, again very important. Instead of omega, you can go for a ch balance, because ch balance again is a green tea extract tablet which helps you with your reduced absorption of fat, and also it helps you to reduce your bad fats. Okay, so that way you can give a substitute as ch balance, because it is a green tea extract tablet. Okay. And the other supplement that you can add into your weight loss is your milk thistle. Why milk thistle? Because milk thistle definitely has a role in your metabolism, right? And it also acts as a filter for your metabolic waste. So if your liver is healthy, your metabolism will be better, your digestion will be better, all your digestive juices, enzymes will be secreted better. So whatever good you are eating in terms of weight loss diet, it will get well digested, well absorbed, well metabolized by your system. Okay. So that way you can take milk thistle plus also. So I'll just repeat one time that how should be the sequence. For the first month, if you ask me, what I suggest is, I suggest protein, 2 scoops, 2 to 3 scoops, depending on how much protein the person is taking through diet. So you can take 2 to 3 scoops. Your daily 1 tablet after breakfast. Salmon omega, again 1 to 3 soft gels. So I definitely give at least 2 to 3. Your body ki shake, depending where the person is having problem in following a diet, you can suggest it as a breakfast, as a lunch, or as a dinner. And your avh, this is the main top 5 supplements that I suggest for the first month. If the person is vegetarian, I definitely add a B complex also, that is your natural B. Okay. And in the next month, I add a milk thistle plus, a ch balance, and a fiber. So that way the whole weight loss journey happens with the support of your supplementation also. Okay. So I think I have covered most of the things. um, Now I'm ready to take the questions if you're having any. Natural B, natural B, you can at least give 2, especially for the people who are vegetarian. You should be giving 2. If the person is non-vegetarian, you can give 1. One sachet. How much body ki pouch per day? Only 1 sachet per day. For thyroid, okay, so I'll suggest again, once again, with your diet lifestyle suggestions, the first month, at least to start with, the minimum supplementation that you can suggest is your protein, your daily, your omega, your AVH, and your body ki shake. The next month, you can start with your Milk Thistle Plus, Natural B, and your fiber. That way you can give. Yes, you can definitely suggest all these supplements to the diabetic people also. How much physical exercise is required? Definitely a 45 minutes minimum. But along with that, throughout the day also, there should be some kind of activity. That means if you're talking on phone, walk, right? So count your steps. That is also very important. So minimum 8 to 10,000 steps if you're doing throughout the day, then I think it will be helpful, very much helpful for your weight loss. Can AVH can be taken in night after food? Yes. AVH, if you're suggesting for weight loss for the first month, give one after breakfast, one after dinner with warm water. How many scoops of fiber if you're giving for weight loss? One scoop before lunch, 30 minutes before lunch, and one scoop 30 minutes before dinner. So 2 scoops minimum. Body ki shake only 1 sachet per day. Warm water. Amla ki has to be taken with warm water. What is AVH? AVH stands for Amla ki Vibhid ki Harid ki. How long to take body key? At least minimum for 3 months, because till then all your changes will become your habits. So it'll be easier for you to switch from body key to the normal foods. But initially you need that motivation, right? So that's why body key will be a good option. And after that also you can keep the body key handy. You can use it as your snack. You can use it as a morning breakfast. You can use it as a late evening snack, anything. TH balance so all the supplements on the bottle itself, it is written that it has to be taken with food. Milk Thistle Plus, definitely 2 per day. Yes, concentrated fruits and vegetables definitely can be taken because it is rich in phytonutrients, but it doesn't have a very direct impact on weight loss, right? So when we are targeting weight loss, your supplementation routine should be around these 7 to 8 supplements, right? You can suggest all the other also, no problem. Okay. Does protein increase hunger? Definitely, it doesn't increase hunger. What is CH balance? CH balance again is a supplement that's called as cholesterol balance. It's a green tea extract, right? Person with diabetes and thyroid, you can give the